What is up, everyone? Today we are diving into the absolute insanity that is the SpaceX IPO. While you were sleeping, the financial universe just shifted. We are witnessing the largest initial public offering in the history of mankind. To put this in perspective, Saudi Aramco held the record for years, raising $29.4 billion. But they had to pump oil for 80 years and hold 20 trillion in reserves to do it. SpaceX? They just raised asterisk operator 85.7 billion in a single morning times asterisk, despite posting a $4.9 billion net loss for the year. This debut has officially made Elon Musk the world's first trillionaire. He is now wealthier than the bottom 46% of the entire human population combined. That is, 3.8 billion people. But here is the thing. SpaceX isn't just a rocket company. It's actually three different businesses masquerading as one. And this is where the first red flags start to pop up. Business number one is the rocket business. Ironically, the most successful launch company in history loses money. They are pouring $3 billion a year into the Starship project. Then there's Starlink. This is the actual cash machine, raining internet down on every corner of the planet. With a 63% EBITDA margin, it is more profitable than Amazon's AWS. Starlink is essentially the bank account funding Elon's Martian dreams. And finally, the wild card, XAI. Musk merged his AI firm into SpaceX just before the roadshow. It's a cash furnace burning $4 for every one it earns. Plus, they just agreed TOA operator 60 billion takeover of Cursor to stay competitive in the AI coding war. I scanned through 400 pages of the SpaceX IPO prospectus, and I found one tiny number that makes this entire 2 trillion valuation work. It's not trillions. It's operator 200. The world is facing a data crisis. By 2026, we'll generate 221 zettabytes of data, over 100 times more than in 2010. But we are running out of power and water to sustain AI data centers. A single data center uses as much electricity as 100,000 households. The solution? Move the data centers to space. Solar power is 40% more effective in orbit. But space is a vacuum, a perfect insulator. To cool a 10-ton computer, you need to launch a 100-ton radiator. Currently, it costs $2,700 to send 1 kilogram to space. For orbital data centers to be viable, that cost must drop to $200. If Starship hits this target, SpaceX is the Amazon of 1997. If it doesn't, this is the most expensive bubble in history. Let's look at the math. SpaceX is trading at a price-to-sales ratio of 112x. For context, Apple is at 9x. Even NVIDIA, at the peak of AI mania, was around 30x. You are paying for 2 years of revenue today for a company losing billions. This brings us to the dirty secret. This IPO was a masterclass in manufactured scarcity. Traditional IPOs issue at least 10% of their shares. SpaceX only issued about 4% to 5%. When you have zero supply and massive hype, the price goes parabolic. Musk allegedly threatened to walk away from the Nasdaq unless they waived the 12-month rule for inclusion in the Nasdaq 100. The Nasdaq blinked. This forced every passive index fund, VTI and QQQ, to buy billions of dollars in shares immediately. Then there are the circular deals. Google owns 6% of SpaceX. They signed a deal to buy AI compute from SpaceX at $8,400 per GPU per month operator, but Anthropic only paying operator 3,800 for the same thing. Google is essentially paying double to inflate the revenue of a company they already own. But the biggest warning for retail investors is the lockup period. Unlike a normal 180-day cliff, SpaceX has a rolling release valve. Starting just 70 days after the IPO, insiders can start dumping shares in 20-day increments. In this IPO, 20% of the shares went to retail investors. That is 3 to 6 times more than usual. When big institutions hand the public such a large slice, you have to ask, are they sharing the upside? Or are they using you as the exit ramp to dump their bags? The bulls are screaming. Ron Barron thinks SpaceX will be worth $30 trillion by 2040. Cathie Wood dropped $500 million on the IPO, calling it a rocket ship with a 10-year lead on everyone. But over on Reddit, the mood is different. Users are calling it a, quote, dumpster fire of irrationality. They argue the $28.5 trillion addressable market in the prospectus is just a number written down because the actual income statement doesn't cooperate. The endgame might be a merger with Tesla. SpaceX COO Gwynne Shotwell admitted it would make Elon's life a lot easier. Combining Tesla's cash flow with SpaceX's ambition would create a monopoly the likes of which the world has never seen. History shows that IPOs are often designed to make the powerful even more powerful, while retail investors hand over their hard-earned money. In a market built on gambling, the odds of you selling your shares back to Elon are near zero. Years from now, who will you sell your shares to? Likely someone driven by the same greed you feel today, only for them to sell in fear later. SpaceX is a bet on the scarcity of Earth's resources: land, water, and power. Whether it's a dream or a nightmare depends on one number: $200. Consider this.